Hi, this is Mikelat from Building Aspirations. We are a small business development company. We think you work too much. We want you to have less work, less stress, and more success. And one of the ways you can do it is with an effective networking strategy. And in this video, I'm going to provide you tips on how to effectively use business cards in a networking situation. I'm going to give you 5 tips, and the 5th one is the most important, so make sure that you watch this entire video. Number 1, have them. Have business cards. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't bring my business card. I mean, how many times have you run across a situation at a conference, at a professional association event, at a chamber event, at a professional mixer, someone doesn't bring their business card? Okay, they could give you their cell phone number. Okay, they could write it down. But you know what? You're probably going to meet a lot of people. And you know, if they can give you their information relatively quickly and easily in a business transaction that's traditional, meaning business cards, that's probably the way to do it. And business cards are not very expensive, so the most basic tip is just simply have them. Number 2, when you're exchanging business cards, set an expectation. Meaning that are you just doing this randomly just because Mark told you to exchange business cards? Or are you going to call them? Or are you going to schedule an appointment? Or are you going to send them a link? Or what are you going to do? Now, if you don't know in the moment exactly what to do, I would love for you to say something like this. You know, we have a monthly email newsletter that we send out. May I subscribe you to our newsletter? And the overwhelming majority of the time, people are going to say yes. And this is a really good strategy if you in the moment don't know exactly what to do with this professional relationship, because you don't, maybe they're a competitor, maybe they're a collaborator, maybe they're a customer, maybe they're a vendor, right? Well, let them get to know you, let them build rapport with you, build a relationship with them over email marketing, an extremely highly effective way to connect with them. And by asking permission, you're creating an expectation that they know they will get follow-up from you. Now, number 3, just simply have a plan. What are you going to do? I mean, do you want to meet one person? Do you want to meet 10 people? Do you want to meet vendors? Do you want to meet distributors? What's your plan from collecting these business cards? Because so many times clients come to me and they have the shoebox of these business cards. And they say, oh, what do I do with these business cards? Well, you go back in time and you create a plan and figure out what you're going to do. That's the whole point. I mean, some of these people you have met 5 years ago, and I'm sorry, if you can't remember who they are, they probably don't remember who you are either. And if you expect that all of a sudden you could, pull some magic rabbit out of the hat and create an effective business relationship with them, that's probably an unreasonable expectation. Now, can it happen? Of course it could happen, but it's a more effective success plan to just have a strategy. This is what you will do to maintain contact with them. This is what you will do to follow up with them. Just start in the beginning. And this leads us to number 4, just simply have a system. If your plan is to follow up with them in 3 days and then 1 week and then 6 months or something like that, well, you have to have a system in place to deal with that. Maybe that's software, maybe that's your assistant inputting the information, maybe you're scanning in the cards. What are you actually doing with them? Someone just contacted me last week. He has a great system. He collected my business card and then he sends a regular snail mail thank you card. I think that's a really good strategy because especially now in the age of electronic communication, he is differentiating himself. He is standing out from the crowd, and it's great. He actually had to contact me for an address, for example. So now he's got that conversation going. So it's part of his plan, and it's part of his system. Now we're up to tip number 5. And I remember this was the most important one, and it truly is. And this is really more than business cards. It's more than networking. Give first. That should be your attitude in every networking situation. You want to give first. And the most obvious, the easiest thing you can give away without being overly challenging to your business is information. You can give away tips and blogs and articles and instructional videos. Here you go. whatever, things that are of value to your market, things that are of value to your strategic partners, just give it away. And if you connect this with number 2, an email marketing, and number 4, a system, right, you can give away this information via a system and it's not going to be overly time consuming on you. So let's review the 5 tips to effectively use business cards in networking events. Number 1, simply have the business cards. Number 2, set an expectation when you exchange the business card. Number 3, have a plan with what you're going to do. Number 4, execute that plan with a system. And then number 5, and this is your overarching networking strategy, give first. This is Mikelat from Building Aspirations, and we hope you enjoyed these tips, and we would love to provide more value to you on how you can grow your small business on our Building Aspirations e-newsletter. We would love for you to find the subscription link in the box just below this video and subscribe. Once again, this is Mikelat. Thanks for listening.